I'll give you guys a minute to get up in here. Man. Man, we're going to have a good one today, family. We're going to have a good one. I think the next time I'm going to go live is probably going to be like next Tuesday. What day is that? That's the 6th. The 6th. That's going to be the next time that I go live. I don't know what time I'll go live. Probably 6:30. I'll go say 6:30. We'll go live 6:30 next Tuesday. Man, family, come on in. We're going to go ahead and get started. Today we're talking about emotional intimacy. Man, intimacy is such a, I can't even say the word. Intimacy is such a sensitive subject. You know what I mean? It's a sensitive subject. And it's only a sensitive subject because, what's up with you, Scorpio lady? Man, I haven't seen you or talked to you in a minute. Intimacy is such a sensitive thing, especially for guys. It's a taboo subject, for most guys. What's up with you, King Data? Kate, what's up? Man, intimacy is a sensitive thing, scary thing. And the reason why, because most guys have never been taught how to be intimate. Stay with me, we're going to go somewhere. Most guys have never learned how to deal with their issues. Most guys have never learned how to deal with their emotions, okay, at all. The great majority of guys in America, we're taught not to be punks, not to be a crybaby, not to be, sissy lala and all that other stuff. As soon as you fall down, get up, stop crying, stop whining. Nothing's wrong with you. You know what I mean? Nothing's wrong with you. Keep pushing. And so we're taught as little boys, man, forget about the fact that you're hurt. Forget about the fact that you're embarrassed. Forget about the fact of all this other stuff. You're not bleeding, ain't nothing broke. Stop crying. You're not bleeding, ain't nothing broke. Man up. You know what I mean? Boys don't cry. You know what I mean? And as guys, have been taught this for the longest time. You know what I mean? For the longest time. And unfortunately, it's come back to bite us in the ass when we get older and in relationships. Okay? Because women are taught, young girls are taught when they fall, and it's just by nature, it just happens, and it's not even intentional, I don't think, young girls are taught when they fall, man, get up, you're okay. Dads come running over there and they're picking up their baby. Where's your owie? And they're kissing their owie, kissing their boo-boo and all that other stuff, right? But when the boys fall, get your ass up. You know what I mean? Man up. Boys don't cry. Get up. And so girls are taught, man, when you have something wrong with you, show your emotional side. When you have something wrong with you, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Let's play tea house. Let's play house. Let's do all this stuff. Let's talk about this stuff. Okay? And so girls grow up and they're talking to their friends about this stuff. They grew up into younger ladies and they're on the phone with their friends, girlfriends, whatever. And they're talking about their relationships. They're talking about all this other stuff. Guys don't have that. Okay? Guys don't have that outlet. For the most part, guys don't. Okay? We got something going on with us. Man, it's like, man up, stop acting like a punk, stop acting like a bitch, you know what I mean? Man up, you know what I mean? Let's go to the club. Oh, she broke your heart, she left you, she kicked you to the curb, whatever the case may be. Man, let's go turn up. Man, let's go ain't nothing that beer can't take care of. Ain't nothing that some drinking won't take care of. Let's go get some hoes, you know what I mean? And so that's guys, that's our answer for everything. Something go wrong in our relationships, something go wrong with us. Man, let's go to the club, let's go chase some hoes. Let's go to the club, let's go out, let's get lit. Let's slam some dope, whatever the case may be. Here, smoke this blunt, whatever. That's our answer for everything. And again, that suppresses the problem. We're talking about emotional intimacy. That's suppressing the problem. We don't deal with the problem. And so now we get in these relationships and our young ladies are crying, tears are coming through their eyes. They want to have these emotional conversations. As guys, we've never had this. You know what I mean? We didn't grow up like this. And so we're taught not to deal with it. I remember as a kid, for me in East San Jose, they used to tell me, anytime you see a girl crying, man, kick that bitch to the curb. She trying to emotionally manipulate you. She trying to fucking emotionally rape you. That's the bullshit that they told me growing up. You know what I mean? That's the shit that I heard on the streets. You know what I mean? When you see a woman that you involved with, and she get emotional, she start crying or whatever the case may be, man, kick her to the curb. You know what I mean? Man, she's trying to get you. She's trying to make you a sap. She's trying to make you a punk. You know what I mean? She's trying to draw you in and get you into your feelings, and then she about to just dog you out, take your manhood, kick her to the curb. And so, guys, we ain't got time for that. You know what I mean? What's up with you, AA? We ain't got time for that. You know what I mean? And so now we're grown and we got these women, and whether it's our daughters, whether it's our young ladies, our wives, or whatever, they get emotional. First thing we want to do is check out. We want to change the topic. We want to change the conversation. We want to talk about something, anything else. So what's up with you, Jose? Anything else not so sensitive. Anything else not so emotional. You know what I mean? Because what happens when we see you emotional, that triggers us. That triggers our emotional baggage. That triggers our trauma, our suffering, our pain that we've never learned how to resolve. And so I got all this baggage, and you're triggering it. You're bringing it to the forefront, and I'm not ready to deal with this shit. And because I'm not ready to deal with it, I can't have you crying talking to me. I can't have you teared up and all this other stuff talking to me because man, I'm about to explode. And it has nothing to do with you. It's my shit. It's my shit. It's my baggage, my pain, my suffering that no one has taught me how to deal with in a healthy way. All I've ever done was get drunk to cover the pain. All I've ever done was smoke weed, slam dope, snort coke, all this other stupid shit, chase hoes. Why? Because I wanted to cover the pain. I wanted to suppress the pain. And so now I got this woman, and she's crying, and she's begging me not to leave, and woo-doo-doo, and like she's emotional, she's all right, and I can't deal with her because I got my own shit. So now I'm out. Deuces. I can't deal with you. And I've heard a lot of dudes tell their woman this. Man, come talk to me when you ain't crying. Come talk to me when you ain't emotional. Come talk to me when you can have a conversation without crying and all this other bullshit. Woo-doo-doo. I've heard dudes say this shit, not even understanding how damaging that is. Not even understanding how fucked up that is. We're talking about emotional intimacy. And so one of the things that we misconstrue is that intimacy has to do with sex. Intimacy has absolutely nothing to do with sex at all. Sex can be intimate, but you can have intimacy without sex. Emotional intimacy is when my queen's sitting right next to me. Emotional intimacy is when I'm able to just grab my queen and bring her to me, and we're just laying there. We ain't even talking. We just snuggled up, you know, and I'm just holding her, or she's just holding me, or she'll come up and she'll just put her face right up in my neck, and she's just laying on my chest, and she's just holding me. Emotional intimacy. Fellas, man, that is the most important thing that you can establish in your relationship. Emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy. It is necessary, it is mandatory for any healthy relationship. It is a must. You don't have to have emotional intimacy if all y'all doing is fucking and all y'all gonna do is fight and argue and act stupid. You know what I mean? If you're going to be like a little kid and that's all you're going to do, wham, 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 and you don't dip out, man, you ain't got to have no emotional intimacy. But if you talking about this is your queen, this is your king, you guys going to build some stuff together, you have to have emotional intimacy. You have to be able to have dealt with your fucking fears and your insecurities and your issues, and you have to provide an atmosphere to where she can come talk to you and be able to share her fears and her concerns without fear of you blowing up on her, without fear of you belittling her and making her feel less than. And there's so many women now, some guys have dealt with their issues, but there's so many crazy ass women now. I've had women tell me that, you know, when they're talking to their guys in the past, that they would call them a bitch because they were emotional. They would call them a punk, and they would tell their guy that they were more of a man than they was, and on all this other stupid ass shit. Because these women have never learned how to be emotional, or never learned how to have emotional intimacy. They tried to be emotional and they were dogged the hell out. They tried to be emotional in the past and they got ran the fuck over. And so they became hardened and they became dude-like, if you will. You know what I mean? And so now the roles are reversed to where you got some guys that are completely balanced, not gay, not masculine, or any of that stupid shit that, you know, we used to divide ourselves with, but they know who they are. You know what I mean? They know who they are. They're secure in who they are. And they got this beautiful woman or whatever the case may be. And they're having this conversation. They could talk about their fears and their insecurities and all the shit that they've gone through, and they not be all scared to have any conversation or scared of what you're going to say about them or scared you think that they're less than a man of you and all this other stuff. So you got these guys who secure in their manhood, and you got these women who's never dealt with their shit. They're not emotional capable of having a conversation with this guy. So now he's talking and she's like, you bitch, you punk, you act just like a little girl. And so, man, it's just a war. It's a war. And then we wonder why, man, how come there's this big divide between women and men? How come there's this unwritten war going on between men and women? How come there's this almost hatred between men and women? Because we're not emotional stable. Because we're not stable emotionally. We have so many unresolved issues that we've never dealt with. And because we've never dealt with these issues, I cannot be transparent with you out of fear. If I open myself up to you and become intimate with you, if I open myself up to you and allow you to see intimacy, you're able to see all of my fears, all of my insecurities, all of my scars, all of my wounds. I'm allowing you to go inside of me, to connect with me on a frequency so that you can see all of my baggage. It takes a confident person to be able to do that. It takes a secure person to be able to do that. And then when you fuck it up, because this person's opened themselves up to you as this book, they rip their heart open, they rip their mind open so you can see all the places where they've been hurt, all the places where they've been stripped and beat and dogged the fuck out. And now you're able to see all that and they're showing you this is who I am. You better not fuck that up. You better not use that as a fucking weapon against them. You better not use that to try to belittle them. You better not use that to try to hold that shit over them. And that's what so many ignorant ass motherfuckers do. This is Grown Folk Channel. We're going to keep it real right here. And that's what so many dumbasses do. Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And so now they're thinking, oh, I got the upper hand. She opened herself up to me and she showed me how this guy dogged her out. She showed me and told me how her ex raped her and dogged her and did da-da-da-da-da. And they did it and whoop-de-whoop. All this other shit's happened to her. And now I see all this shit and I'm taking mental notes. Every time she pissed me off, I'm going to say this shit to her. Every time she get on my fucking nerves. Every time she tell me I can't do what the fuck I want to do, I'm going to say some shit to her that's going to hurt her. I'm going to say some shit that's going to pierce her like a fucking knife. Every time she tell me that I did something wrong, I'm going to throw this shit back up in her face. Every time she tell me that I didn't carry the weight or I didn't meet the expectations that we established for our relationship, every time I'm not meeting the standards or I want to go out and do some woo-doo-doo, I'm going to slap her ass with some fucking reality. I'm going to put her back in place with this shit right here because she gave me the fucking weapons. I'm talking about emotional intimacy. You cannot have a successful, healthy, loving, compassionate relationship without emotional intimacy. It's impossible. It's impossible. We have to grow up. And the trip is, you know what? I look at my queen, my wife. Man, hands down. Babe, you're my best friend. You're my best friend. If I can't talk to my queen about this, then I shouldn't be able to talk to anybody about it. If your queen can't come talk to you about a certain subject and you her king, man, there's some shit going on there. It's a whole lot of shit going on there that needs to be unraveled. Emotional intimacy. There's no way in the hell that I, as a man, would allow myself to have deeper, more intimate conversations with another female. You don't put yourself in that predicament. Same thing with women. You don't allow yourself to have these fucking work husbands and all this other bullshit where you feel more comfortable talking about deeper shit with this dude than you do your own fucking man. I'm talking about emotional intimacy. See, because the reality is, when you start having those type of conversations, you become emotional intimate with other people, you're a fucking cheater. You're having an affair. I don't give a damn what you call it. I don't give a damn how you sugarcoat the shit. You're a fucking cheater. You're having an affair. Whether you ever have sex or not. You share stuff with that other person that you should have reserved just for your spouse, just for your significant other. Everybody don't need that side of you. Everybody don't need to see that part of you. It ain't everybody's fucking business. If you can't have that conversation with your wife standing there while you having that conversation with another girl, another female, you shouldn't be having that fucking conversation. If you can't have that same fucking conversation or do the same fucking acts and things you do to this other guy, your friends, we just buddies and woo-doo-doo, and you acting up and you doing some shit that if your husband was standing there, you wouldn't be doing, you're a fucking cheater. You're having an affair. We have to grow the fuck up. Emotional intimacy. Man, we're scared. The great majority of us have been hurt. I get that. I've been hurt. I've been rejected. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We have to deal with our fears. We have to deal with our issues. It ain't my queen's fault that somebody else broke my fucking heart. It ain't my queen's fault that somebody else left me. What the fuck does that got to do with her? Not a damn thing. So why am I penalizing her for the actions of somebody else? I don't penalize my wife because somebody else wasn't emotionally stable. You know what I mean? Because they left the relationship or whatever the case may have happened. That relationship ended and is done, is gone. We have to stop, what's the word I'm looking for? Punishing the person we're in a relationship with now because of the actions of others. If you're not in a place to where you can open yourself up and be emotionally attached to this person and to expose yourself and show this person that, hey, why are you with him? Why are you with him? And it's a trip because, you know, I talk to people who's been married for years, dating for years, and they can't be emotionally intimate. It's like, well, why? because something happened a long time ago. Something happened a long time ago that broke that trust. They never trusted them from the beginning. And so now we've been in this relationship for years. And we're in this relationship out of convenience. We have good money coming in. We got kids. It takes both of our incomes to pay the bills. And we get along with each other. You know, we're all right. The sex is okay. You know, they treat me okay. They buy me shit. And it's all right. It's better than what I've had. You know what I mean? It ain't everything I want, but, you know. And we start settling. Stay with me. We start settling. And as time goes on, we start growing further and further apart. We start growing further apart emotionally because we're not connecting on a deep level. We're connecting physically, we're connecting financially, but we're not connecting emotionally. I feel physically safe because you're big. I know you can fight. I know you got guns, but you don't make me feel emotionally safe. Every time I open up, you tear me down. Every time I look like I want to say some stuff and share my thoughts and my feelings, you rip me up. You stomp on my heart. You make me feel stupid. And so I shut down and I stop talking. I disagree with everything you say. I no longer share my opinions. I no longer share my fears. I no longer let you know what I'm battling with because I can't trust you. Because now, the truth be told, I see you as the enemy. You're my friend when it comes to paying the bills. You're my friend when it comes to the kids. But to my heart, to my mind, you become my enemy because I can't trust you. Because you've hurt me. Because you wasn't there for me. Because when I tried to open up, you pushed me away. When I tried to open up, you shut me down. Or when I did open up to you and I exposed myself, you embarrassed me about my stuff. I never shared that stuff with anybody before. And you embarrassed me. You told people. You said it in front of my family. You said it in front of my kids. We got into an argument and you brought it up. And you keep bringing it up. And so now, I don't trust you. I can't trust you. But I need you. I need you physically. I need you to keep paying the bills and helping out with the bills. And so we're stuck in this relationship. And I'm shutting down. And you see me shutting down. And so you start shutting down. And so now neither one of us is really talking to each other. When we talk about stupid, superficial crap. Neither one of us are having heart-to-heart conversations. Because we're not trusting each other. Emotional intimacy. It's the greatest aspect of love in a relationship. Where there is no emotional intimacy, there can be no healing. You cannot reach your full potential. You cannot reach your greatest good in a relationship that you don't feel safe in a relationship that you don't feel heard, in a relationship where you cannot be vulnerable. It is me opening myself up and showing my wife my fears, my insecurities, and her connecting with me and me with her, that we take on this bond and the trust is strengthened. The relationship is strengthened. We know she has my back. He has my back. We might get mad at each other, but we're not going to say anything like that to hurt each other. We might go our separate ways right now. We might, I'm going to go sleep over here. You go sleep over here. Let's talk about this shit later. Because we on one about some stupid shit, right? But we know. Because we're connected emotionally. That's our most sacred aspect of the relationship. It's our emotional intimacy. That's the most sacred aspect of your relationship. It ain't about the fucking sex. It's the emotional intimacy. We have to grow up. We've learned a lot of things. Most of us have not learned how to be emotionally stable. Most of us have not learned how to be emotionally intimate. We do certain things out of habit. And we think this is what we're supposed to do. This is how it's supposed to be. This is what I saw my daddy do. This is what I saw my grandpappy do, and all that other crazy shit. And we never realize, damn, am I really doing what's in the best interest of my queen? What am I really doing what's in the best interest of us? Of us. Because in reality, it's us against the world. It's me and her, ride or die. You know what I mean? It's me and her. If nobody has my back, I know she does. If I can't talk to anybody else, I know I could talk to her. If I can't cry in front of anybody else, I know I can in front of her. And she's not going to put me on blast. She's not going to try to make me look like I'm less than a man. She's not going to try to put me on blast and try to make me feel like I'm less than a king. She's not going to try to tell my kids some stupid ass shit. Emotional intimacy. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of faith to open yourself up like a book and show your partner all of your scars. And the truth is, a lot of us, we've done that in the past. And it's come to bite us in the butt. And what has bitten us in the butt wasn't the fact that you're not supposed to be emotionally intimate. That's what we assume. And so we shut down that aspect of our lives. And we stop being emotionally intimate with all the other people we get in a relationship with. That's not what that's supposed to teach us. What that lesson is of all the people we've gone through all the hell with and blah, 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 and they dogged us out, made us look like shit and blah, blah, blah. You were connected on the wrong frequency. You were connected to the wrong people. That's not her fault that you chose a dumbass. That's not her fault. That's not his fault. That you hooked up with a bum in the beginning and had a bunch of kids by a deadbeat motherfucker. Now you in this relationship and you got all this baggage and you holding him hostage. You holding him prisoner. Because you won't become emotionally intimate with him because of what somebody else did to you in the past. Well, that's your fucking fault for choosing that person in the past. Grow the fuck up. If you don't deal with your shit and let the past go, this relationship right here is about to be a past too. It's going to end too. It's going to fail too. Because you have to be emotionally intimate. That's a connection so much deeper than physical stuff. So much deeper than religious bullshit. So much deeper than just great sex. I look at some of these old people. I love being around elderly people. And looking at some of these elderly people, and man, you see them in relationships, been married 50, 60 years, and they still got that glow about them. They still got that thing about their eyes when they connect with each other. You ain't got to say shit, and it's just their eyes light up when they see each other. They ain't even have sex no more, but their eyes light up when they see each other. As though, man, I'm seeing you for the first time. As though, man, I'm putting my eyes on you. I'm just as in love with you now as I was back then. Man, I still see you as this beautiful being. Your ass is wrinkled and sagging and everything, but they still see you as this beauty queen. Because it ain't about the sex. It's about the emotional intimacy. That's next level shit. That's next level shit. Everybody can't do that. Everybody ain't emotionally ready to do that. Because so many of us are carrying so much baggage. Because so many of us have so much fears and insecurities. That we won't even allow ourselves to become emotionally intimate with somebody else. Because we've been hurt so bad. We've gone through so much hell. I can't do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not getting, I ain't got another one left in me. I'm not letting somebody else hurt me like that. And it is what it is. Your relationships will be what you make them to be. It's going to be a physical thing, a sexual thing, a financial thing. But if you're woke like you say you're woke, if you're a child of God like you say you're a child of God, if you have that Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, whatever you say that you have, then you're going to have an emotionally intimate relationship, first and foremost. That should be your highest priority. Because the sex is going to go and come. Man, you guys may get in an accident, car accident, anything could happen. Do you have the emotional intimacy? Do you have the emotional stability to ride it out? And not just ride, still be in love. If you with her because of her body and she get breast cancer and she got to get her titties cut off, or she get in an accident and she get disfigured, are you gonna still be in love with her? Are you still gonna see her as your fucking beauty queen? Emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy. Man, my hope and prayer is that something's been said that encourages you, inspires you, to help you look at the man or the woman in the mirror and come to the realization that, man, I'm not ready to be emotionally intimate with anybody. Yes, I may want some sex because my body's getting these urges, but the truth be told, I'm not ready to connect on that level. I'm not ready to open up and share my fears and my insecurities and my scars with anyone. And that's okay. That's okay. You know what I mean? Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. I love you guys. My queen and I love you guys. Again, I'll be back on live. I will be back on next Tuesday. What is that? September 6th. And we're going to say 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. September 6th is the next time we'll do a live. And we'll try and do them on a weekly basis. We love you guys. Thank you for being with us on this beautiful journey called life. Happy healing. Peace.